Hi everyone, today's tutorial is a spring inspired makeup look, and if you're interested, just keep on watching. Okay, so I have been feeling a little meh lately, so I really wanted to do sort of a springtime look. LA was so nice last week, and now all of a sudden we're back to kind of gloomy weather. So I've already primed my eyelids and I've done all my skincare. So first I'm going to start with eyes. I'm going to use the Patrick Ta Major Dimensions 2. That's sort of like rosy palette that he came out with. And I'm going to go in first with Unfaithful, sort of the creamy like beige shade of the palette, and I'm just going to kind of prime the lid with it. Oh, I also primed my eyelid with Layin Low Paint Pot from MAC. I'm just sketching out, giving a rough outline to my crease area. This is a little deep actually for my brow bone, so I'm kind of using it almost more as a transition shade. Oh, and I was using a Rephr 15. I'm gonna go in with the Rephr 14. I'm gonna take Heartache, sort of the next deepest shade in the palette of the mattes. I'm just building that crease area, trying to add some more depth to kind of push this fold back. When I first got this palette, I wasn't super into rose tones, but they really grew on me. I never used to be into any sort of like pinks, but the formulations in his palette are wonderful. And now that it's kind of spring, all I want is color to kind of like waken myself up, because it has been very dreary recently. You can see really carving out that crease area. And as you can kind of see, I'm actually taking my brush, I'm sticking it where I want to deposit the color, and I'm just doing little windshield wiper motions, kind of carve out that crease. Now I'm gonna go in and take Passion, the next deepest matte shade. It's definitely more, almost more cool tone and more sort of plummy almost, or I guess more mauve-y. Using the same brush too, Rephr 14. These are really great for hooded eyes or anyone that has a sort of like fold. Oh, you can hear my cat. That's Barnabas. So I like that depth. So now I'm gonna go in and use Kosas, I think it's their liquid eyeshadow in Electric. I'm just gonna take some, put it on the back of my hand. Use just a little shader brush. This one is from Makeup Designery. It's the 350 brush. I'm just going to stamp that on my lid. So what this is actually acting is almost like a cut crease, but I'm gonna go in and blend out that line because I don't usually like a cut crease on me very often. Not a dramatic one at least. I'm gonna go ahead and buff that line out using the same 14 from Rephr. And now I'm gonna go in with a Fair. It's the really sparkly like pink shade here. I think I'm gonna use a brush, see if I can get it to adhere to my lid. I'm gonna go in with the Rephr 28 brush, and then I'm gonna stamp that on top of the Kosas liquid shadow. Going back in and blending with the 14 brush. Let me go finish my other eye off camera and I'll be right back. So now that both eyes are done, I'm just gonna take a little Q-tip, just kind of wet it with a little bit of setting spray, and I just want to clean up this edge. I feel like it kind of drooped down a little too much. Clean up any fallout you got from any of the shadows. So now I'm going to take Stila's Stay All Day Waterproof Liquid Eyeliner in dark brown. I just want a little bit of a wing, just to give my eye a little bit of a lift. So I always like more of a straight liner personally. I do that on the most of my clients unless they specifically ask for more of like an angled liner. So I always start going from outward in, just going really slow. I don't want a dramatic line, just something to give my eye a tiny bit of lift. You can always take your time with liner. I don't know about you, but I almost hold my breath every single time I do my liner. My apologies if my cat is very distracting in the background. He has a little bell on his collar and he's being very noisy today. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do my other eyeliner off of camera and I'll be right back. All right, now I'm gonna take the Fervor eyelash curler. I really enjoy this one, especially getting really close to the base to give me a nice like crimp up. But I have noticed on this eye, I have to be extra careful. I don't know if I have like more skin towards the lash line on this eye, but a couple of times I have pinched it. So just gotta be extra careful. That's probably with any eyelash curler, honestly. So I'm gonna take, let's see, the Lancome Lash Idole mascara. This one's in waterproof. I'm just gonna give a very generous coat to my little baby lashes. I think this mascara is actually on its last leg, so I'll probably be switching mascara soon, but I love to use my mascara till the very last drop because as much as I love buying makeup, it's expensive. Okay, now that mascara is done, we can go ahead and move on to base. I think today I'm gonna use Giorgio Armani's Luminous Silk, and this is in the shade 3.5, because I'm pretty fair right now. Just gonna use the Real Techniques setting brush. I'm gonna apply this all over. I don't know about you, but a pink eyeshadow really just kind of lifts my spirits up. So what I always also do with any sort of like residual foundation, if I feel like I need to clean up that line from the eyeshadow, I just kind of go in and kind of buff that edge out. Sometimes I find like the eyeshadow is almost too harsh, and I kind of go in, just kind of like soften that line, because I don't generally like a very like hard edge to my eyeshadow. So I'm just gonna go take a little like beauty sponge and press this in. I don't really want like a heavy coverage today. Just something more like light. We are feeling the spring vibes. Forgot how much I liked that foundation. There's been so many new releases that it's kind of hard to keep up sometimes. So now I'm just gonna go in with my trusty Nars Cafe au Lait. Take this just under the eye. Push that in with the little sponge. Ooh, she's giving awake. This past weekend, my husband and I actually went up to Northern California to go visit some family, and we just got in yesterday, so she's a sleepy girl right now. That's why I think this makeup look is kind of a must today. All right, so I'm not really feeling too much bronzer at the moment. But I think I want to take Phytosurgence Skin Spark blush in the shade Fervor. I'll give you a little swatch. It's one of my favorite colors from their line. You can kind of see. Such a pretty shade. I'm just gonna take just like an angled cheek brush. I think this one's from MAC. I'm gonna be very sparing with this because these are pigmented, but they blend so beautifully. See how easy that was? Ugh, so pretty. Just take my little beauty sponge, soften that a hair. If you haven't tried out Phytosurgence, they are incredible. I've been using their products for about a year. Everything I've tried from them is phenomenal. I don't know about you, but I am a blush fanatic. A little on the nose. That's so pretty. Kind of taking whatever is left over, just kind of sweeping it a little bit across the forehead. A little bit more cohesiveness. I'm gonna do just a quick brow today. Nothing too intense. This is the Dior Brow Styler in the shade Black. I use it very sparingly. I try really hard to not go too overboard. I usually like more of a natural brow. See, so easy. And then I just take my Kosas brow gel and clear. Make sure there's not too much product. Just gonna wipe some off on the tip. And then kind of groom my brows into place. I like this one because it's not too crunchy. There's a couple of brow gels that I've noticed that really adhere the brows into place, which is great if you need that. A couple of my clients really need that sort of hold, but we're going for an easy look today. Perfect. Also, I wanted to know, I hold the pencil very far back because I'm not trying to put too much color like on the skin. I'm not trying to put too much pressure. So if you kind of back your grip away, it kind of gives you a softer color deposit. Okay, brows are done. I do want to give a little attention to underneath the eye just before we set everything, since I'm feeling a little tired today. I'm gonna take Boundless Bisque from Makeup Forever. They're like artist color pencils. If you aren't using these, please go try them. They are amazing. And I'm just putting a little in the inner waterline. Just kind of brightens everything up. Actually, first, I think what I want to do is I want to go in with the powder. I'm going to take the Givenchy, the pink, the Prisme Libre powder. I'm going to do just a little bit underneath the eye. I will say that fragrance is a little strong for me. And I'm just going to set the center of the face, because I kind of like the glow that we have going on here. Go back in with my blush brush. I just want to add a little bit more. Pretty. Now I'm gonna go and take the e.l.f. the Halo Glow Liquid Filter. It's the one that everyone says is kind of a dupe to the Charlotte Tilbury one. And this one is in the shade Fair, shade 1. I honestly have the Flawless filter and I never use it. Don't know why, but I do like this one. I have the Flawless filter in my kit, I should clarify, but I'm gonna take it on the Spectrum, the KJH brush in 08. I'm picking up a lot of product, but I'm gonna go ahead and knock that off, because I'm almost doing like a dry brush technique where I don't want the liquid, I just want the pigment that's on here. And just stamp it on top of the cheekbones. There's nothing worse than going in with your brush that's loaded with too much product, and then you're basically sitting there trying to blend it out. And it's almost like you took 2 steps forward and almost like 2 steps back, because you have to go back and then fix your mistake. So if you kind of take the time to really prep the brush, it'll save you a lot of heartache. There we go. That's beautiful. Love. I'm gonna go in with my little spongy and just push that in. So now let's move on to lippies, the grand finale. Let's see. I pulled out a couple different choices. I think I'm gonna go ahead and use the Eldridge lip liner in blush. I want a very bright pinky lip because that's gonna give a little bit more color to my face. I take a lip brush and I just want to blend that edge. I just want a very soft lip look today. And then to top it off, I'm going to use Love of My Life from Lisa Eldridge as well. A little bit more shine. Oh, I love that color. So pretty. Oh, I forgot. I wanted to add a little bit more shape to underneath the eye. I'm gonna take the My Kitco 1.5 brush. I'm gonna take Passion from the Patrick Ta Major Dimensions 2 palette, and I'm just going to give myself a little bit of definition underneath the eye. I want everything really blown out. That's pretty. As you can also see, I'm not taking it all the way inside the eye. I just want that definition right on the edge. And then if I ever do get too close, just take my little spongy and clean that up a little bit. Okay. Here is the final look. Thank you so much for watching. All products will be listed down below in the description. And if you enjoyed today's video, please make sure to like and subscribe for more upcoming videos. Goodbye, everyone.